Hey everybody, welcome back to Podcasts and Such, where we are watching My Hero Academia Season 5. I'm Jay.
And I'm Luke.
And today, we will be discussing Season 5, Episodes 2 and 3, Vestiges and Clash, Class A versus Class B.
Yeah.
Yep. So, things finally happened this episode.
Yeah, man.
A bunch of recap.
They just straight up open with Hawk being in The Departed, basically, you know?
That's one way to put it, yeah. Yes, he is doing the mole double agent thing right now.
Yeah, he's doing the double agent thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That is what happens in The Departed, right? I just remember, like, this, it might not be the best example because, like, the conceit, spoilers for The Departed, I guess, if you haven't seen The Departed.
Yeah, movie from, like, what, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's a great movie, though.
Yeah.
No. The Leonardo DiCaprio Leonardo DiCaprio's character is like, he's a cop undercover as part of the mob, and then Matt Damon's character
is in the mob, but is a cop.
Mob undercover as a cop.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think you ever find out that either of them are actually both double agents, but the funny part of it, or the interesting part of the film, is that, like, neither of them know that the other
is a mole.
So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like this cat and mouse game with two characters that aren't aware that
they're Well, because like, I think they both know that there's, like, a rat, and they're like, oh, I know it's me though, you know, or
right. I think it's just them.
Yeah. I think it's been so long since I've seen that one, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a great example of a double agent.
Yeah, because their allegiances are very clear here. In that movie, their allegiances are clear in that movie. But are you saying that, you know, you're unsure of Hawks' allegiance here, or?
No. I mean, I think he's probably on the hero team. But I was just saying that I don't know what the I couldn't think of a better example of, like, a double agent movie.
Double agent movie. Yeah, I don't know, and I guess so, yeah. So, are you a double? Are you saying more like a triple agent, or like what?
Yeah, so I guess, like, what I'm saying is, you know, obviously he's two-timing the two-timers, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I'm pretending to be a double agent because I'm really a double agent.
Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, okay. This took me a second to ask where that other layer was coming from, but okay, I get you now.
Right, yeah. He's being a double agent about being a double agent.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, certainly it's like there. Okay. I get what you mean now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's making deals with the League of Villains on the behalf of the Hero Public Safety Commission, or whatever they're called.
Yes. Now, I'm still catching up a little bit with some of this, like, it's been a couple of years, I think, since I've watched My Hero Academia.
I think it was 2021 might have been the last time we watched together. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been some time. Yeah,
it was last time we were living together.
Yeah. So back in Anyway, I can't remember. Does Dobbin make the Nomu, or is that All for One?
That is All for One.
Okay.
Dobby is just part of the League of Villains. He is not like personally making the Nomu. That's like I don't even. I'm not.
With the Nomu for some reason.
Right. Yeah. The Nomu. I don't even know if it's like specifically All for One himself or somebody under All for One, but it's not Dobby's personal project.
Okay, so are they made in a lab or something?
Yeah, they're made in a lab. We saw the lab back in like I think season 3, the Kamino Ward, where they fought All for One that one time.
Right. Okay,
I think it has been a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like Dobby was like spawning them or something, or stitching them together. Maybe just because I see the stitches on his face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see how you would visually say that they look similar. Yeah,
it seems like a visual cue that like he's the guy splicing creatures together. You
know what? That is not a bad conclusion, honestly. Yeah. It's not out of left field to come to that conclusion. But no, this is not his thing. That's not his quirk or whatever or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. So they spend some time on that, and then have Endeavor go off to see his family.
Yes, right? A wonderfully awkward family dinner.
Yeah, that was interesting. Now remind me, when did the heart change or whatever happen in Endeavor? Like,
oh gee, I'm not really. I would need to go back and see when that change happened, because you know what, I was looking up to see when these chapters came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 5 years ago that these chapters came out, so it's been a long time for me.
It's been a while,
and so even longer for that part of the anime. I'm not really sure. It might have been like around the time that he became the #1 hero finally, and he was like, "Oh no, I finally got what I wanted. I surpassed All Might," which is kind of what my progeny was supposed to do, because I always saw All Might as something is unobtainable, but now I'm here and I don't know what to do now or whatever, and oh crap, I've done goofed this whole thing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was that or some other event that sort of sparked this reconciliatory
yeah, that's a good question. I need to look back at that. Yeah, because I don't remember anything from season 4 about that plot line, but well, season 4, well, that was when he made that statement of, "I'd like to secure the future for everyone," or whatever. So that was a season 4 thing.
Yeah, I don't know if there was like a turning point before the tail end. I couldn't remember if there was some confrontation between him and Shoto. Shoto, is that it? Shoto?
Yeah, that's Shoto. That's his name.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if there was some confrontation there, or if like, Shoto rebelling against him or whatever caused him to be like, "Huh, what am I doing?" Or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I need to look back on that actually.
Because to me that plays in a lot to whether or not I care about his trying to fix things now. I mean, I guess it's always good if you try and fix things later, but it's kind of it kind of feels worse if he just got the thing he wanted and goes like, "Oh, well, this is kind of lame and tainted by the whole my superior just sort of lost his power or whatever." So I didn't really win. I just kind of by default. Man, I guess I should be a good dad. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to remember too. But yeah, you're right. Well, it's cool to kind of see. We have three different reactions here from each of the Todoroki siblings here.
Yeah.
Fuyumi's just like, yeah, I kind of want to be past this and be a family again.
Yeah.
Natsuo's like, yeah, you kind of too little, too late there, Dad. And Shoto's kind of like, you're kind of a cool hero, but like as a dad, you are still terrible.
Yeah. I also frequently forget, like, his mom's, where is she currently?
She is in a mental hospital.
That's what I thought. Okay, she's in a mental hospital. I couldn't remember if she was dead.
No, she's alive. Well, and Fuyumi mentions that Shoto has been visiting her more often these days. He has decided to go see her. He's did that after season 2, I believe.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is alive. Sometimes they do kind of talk about her like she's dead.
Right. Yeah, I'll never forgive you for what you did to Mom.
Yeah. Well, locked her away and had her have that mental break in which she poured boiling water on his face. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. I forget these things. It's been a while.
It's been a while, and a lot happens in the show, and I should probably do a reread here to refresh myself.
Yeah, if you got the time, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I will. Well, plus I need to finish Vigilantes, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that interaction's interesting. I guess we'll see if Endeavor can succeed in his endeavors.
But
and yeah, maybe we'll get the family back together. Maybe he'll have his Vegeta arc finally. You know, where
have his Vegeta arc. Yeah, sure.
where everybody, kind of chills out and he kind of chills out, and eventually people think he's the coolest, like he's the best character.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Oh no, we find out they mentioned the fourth Todoroki sibling in this episode. Did you catch that?
Yeah. They said their older brother, what you did to our older brother or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we seen him, or
we've seen him in that like those little flashbacks that
right, but we haven't seen him currently.
We have not seen present Toya, no.
Gotcha. Okay. So something bad happened to him.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing a good old Sins of Our Father arc.
Indeed. Sins of the Father.
Yeah.
That's still I gotta bring it up since you said that specific phrase. Let's see if I can find this very quickly. There is a panel from one of the storyboards of Adventure Time that says that.
Sins of the Father?
Sins of the Father. It's not in the episode itself, it's just in the storyboard.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find this like really quickly. If I can't find it super quickly, it'll be up on the screen for the YouTube video, but
okay.
Let's see.
Well, it'll also be out there if you can find it quickly.
Well, I mean, to show you if I can find it quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, the YouTube video, it's gonna have it either way.
Yes, the YouTube video will have it, like, no matter what. It's more work for you, future Jay.
Oh, thanks.
Is that what I'm gonna sound like in the future? That's interesting.
Yeah, that's...
I sound a lot like you trying to do an imitation of me. It's
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I can't find it right this second. Unless is it down here? Oh, there we go. There's the full storyboard. Okay.
There you go.
This will be fun to edit out. Well, it's like, honestly, if I just kept quiet, it would be easier to edit out than me continuing to talk.
That's true.
So I can see
continue to
it.
talk as well.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I don't mind us continuing. Oh no, I've gotta freaking sign up for Scribd to see this whole thing. No. Well, I think I have it somewhere else. Okay. Or did somebody put it in the gallery? Here. Don't you hate it when things are behind a paywall?
Yeah.
And it used to not be behind a paywall.
Hmm.
Because I think I've read almost every single available storyboard of Adventure Time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're fun to look at, and especially the picture of the Sins of the Father moment. Okay, I cannot find it, but it's I'll tell you, it's a good storyboard. It says Sins of the Father, and it's cool, and it's about a Sins of the Father moment, but it's not said in the episode at all.
Oh.
It's just a note in the storyboard.
Cool.
Yep. And Luke will not have the pleasure of seeing it until I find it later.
Good to know.
Good to know. Yeah. So good Sins of the Father storyline. Then we got the whole vestiges thing with Deku and One for All and ghosts.
That was an interesting dream sort of encounter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it was interesting about the All Might bit where he appears as some sort of glowy yellow thing in the vestige stream.
Yes, yeah.
Or at least Deku interprets that to be All Might.
It is supposed to be All Might, yes.
Right. So I thought that was interesting. I really want there to be an interesting, little bit deeper explanation for why the heck All Might has to change form or whatever.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get an explanation for that.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, let me just say, 5 years later, no, we've not gotten anything in the manga about him changing form.
Okay. Yeah. I was just curious about that. It seems weird, I guess it's maybe it's just for a funny bit in the.
I think it's for the bit. It's having the fact that it seems that heroes are such a public thing in My Hero Academia. It kind of maintains the idea of having to have a secret identity without actually having one. And now that it's kind of converged, and he no longer has a secret identity, but it was something for him to keep up with for the first 3 seasons.
Yeah. That it was fun, but it's I wanted some juicy lore,
Right, well, we got other lore.
Yeah, but not lore about that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry we didn't get your specific lore.
The lore I need.
Well, we didn't get the lore we needed, but the lore we deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so find out. I don't think we knew this, that they were brothers, all for one and one for all.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Because I've been sitting on this info for 5 years now, I realize, or almost 5 years, because this chapter was coming out around the time that I was catching up with the manga.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and the reason I remember this is, let me grab this photo here. This one I actually have, because I was looking it up before this.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had posted this image of Deku and his room all kind of destroyed here, in contrast with the first time that we saw his room. And I had since you can't see his face here, and I was still catching up with the manga, I had quite a few arcs to get through. I very much assumed he was like upset with All Might about something. Because I in my mind, I remembered like the poster being ripped or something, even though it isn't. But that's just what my mind filled in because I looked at this picture very quickly, realized it was a spoiler, and looked away or whatever. So I'd assumed that either All Might did something, and then when I got to like the part of like Night Eye predicting that All Might was gonna die, I was like, oh no. All Might died, and Deku was so upset about it, he destroyed his room.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that, and I was like, oh no, I found out something huge. But that's not what happened.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and as you can see, Bones is like, and also he broke his window. They decided that.
Yeah.
In the anime.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't the window break? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they saw that knocked over chair and went, but what if that chair hit the window? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, so we find out that, All for One's been swapping quirks with people for, like, ever. They use the language of meta-humans instead of, like, I don't think they even use the word quirk that entire time.
They did not, no.
Yeah, so just calling them meta-humans or whatever, or metas. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I guess another big reveal is that All for One gave One for All to the original guy. Or did we already know that?
Yes.
We knew that?
No, I don't think we knew that. No.
Okay.
I think that's new info. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And he gave it to him he gave him like a really weak power for his frail body.
Yes.
But the idea is that it's gotten stronger each time, and that's how it's become one of the more powerful quirks.
Yeah, and as I said, it's kind of reached singularity with Deku.
Yes, they did mention singularity, but, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It feels like one of those misused sci-fi words where it's just like,
yes,
we've hit a quantum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Excuse me? What does that
mean? No, it makes sense in my mind, but
Sure. Maybe singularity is a word I need to look up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what I think it means.
Yeah. Let's see. Singularity. I remember it's a really bad May album.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What is a singularity? Okay, a singularity refers to a place in the universe where our laws of physics simply break down. So, but then like Webster's dictionary defines it as something that is singular, a separate unit, unusual or a distinctive manner or behavior. Definition 3 is a point at which the derivative of a given function of a complex variable does not exist, but every neighborhood of which contains points for which the derivative does exist. Or the last definition is a point or region, infinite mass density at which space and time are infinitely distorted by gravitational forces, which is held in a state of matter falling into a black hole.
Maybe it is a misused sci-fi word.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like the term itself is a misuse, right? It sounds like singularity just means we don't know what the hell is happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at like all the different words for it on Wikipedia here. But yeah, none of this quite captures what I think of when I think of the word singularity.
The closest was that like third definition where it's like a complex system sort of reaches like a head point or something like that, where it's
it
sort of breaks down in a certain sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of where, like, since it's been passed down from 8 different people before Deku, and now we have him as the 9th. It's kind of come to a point where it is almost too unwieldy for anybody to handle. Is what it is. Yeah.
Except for our boy Deku.
Well, I mean, he can kind of handle it. He can 20% handle it.
Right.
It also broke his arms and legs over and over again for quite some time.
That's just because he was a little weak one, you know?
But he got those gains, man.
He got the gains, but
he had gains.
He doesn't have All Might gains, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, All Might's got a lot. Well, also, think about this. The guy who had it right before him was All Might.
Yeah.
And All Might had it for a very long time.
Yeah, he had it for a long time, and he was definitely doing the most.
He was doing the most with it. So I think it's like supercharged from where All Might was at the time.
Yeah, he certainly went beyond.
Plus Ultra.
It's a rule. You can't not do it. But yeah, so it's like I can definitely see it being a problem, but also what I'm pointing out is, we have Deku here, and he has the power. He has another quirk beyond One for All. He is a shonen anime protagonist. Okay?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he's got a great superpower. It's called being the main character. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He's
so, as I said, if anyone can handle it, it's Deku.
That's
just because by virtue of being in an anime and being the main character, he kind of has to.
Right. Abed, are you being meta?
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah, so
yeah, Deku's gonna be like the chosen one or some crap, and
well,
it's gonna be fine. He's gonna become Spider-Man, That still hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, no. Well, and you can see it, and so finding out that it was like 5 years ago that I found out this info, I'm like, oh, no wonder I was so like confused about the timeline of like where the anime was at, where the movies were at.
Right.
It's been so long. Okay.
I feel like I remember you talking about that too. One time you're like, I think I got spoiled, like,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just remember that somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Good times.
Good times, yeah.
And so he has the vision, sees the vestiges, talks to All Might about it a little bit.
Yep.
That's basically the episode.
Yeah, that's basically the episode. It kind of ends with a little tease of what the next episode is going to be.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't go into it super hard beyond just like All Might has not interacted with the vestiges quite as much as it seems like Deku is able to.
Yeah, he said something like he's seen the vestiges, but he was very, very surprised that One for All spoke to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that seems to be the surprising info.
Yeah, which is interesting. Also, do these guys do they have names, or why do we refer to them as their powers all the time?
Well, just All for One and One for All here. All the other people.
Yeah. All the other people do, but like, come on.
I know. Well, do you want to know their names? Do you want to have the names?
Are the names significant, or?
they won't be significant to you, maybe to like a Japanese speaker. Maybe I think their names just like mean like older brother and younger brother actually.
Really?
But, yeah, something like that. Hold
just
on.
brother and brother.
Yes. Yes, something or like birth order names or something. Is like a very Japanese thing. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you their just their given names.
They're given names.
Yeah, their names that their mom gave them. You know.
How dare you, Mom?
I think a lot about the fact that Todoroki's hero name is just Shoto.
Yeah.
So somebody could be like, nice hero name you got there. Did your mom give it to you? You'd be like, yes, and I love her.
Cool. I never made that connection. That's funny. That he keeps the name his mom gave him.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to like. Well, I'd like him to choose another hero name at some point, but it'd still be kind of fun. Well, especially because his quirk, his Endeavor named his quirk Hellfire. That's like really cool, right? That's like such a cool guy name to give your quirk. And Shoto's over here like my quirk is half cold and half hot.
Yeah.
It's so lame. I love it.
Yeah, there's a big disparity in the coolness of your quirk name realm and the coolness of your hero name realm.
Yeah.
Some of these names are stupid.
Yeah. Some of them are stupid. Okay, so I forgot we don't actually have a name for All For One.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a name. But One For All has a name. His name is Yoichi.
Yoichi.
So if you want to call him that,
and that
instead,
means little brother.
Let's see. 1 second. I might have been wrong here. Yoichi means first son.
Oh,
which is interesting because he's the younger brother.
At least that's what he calls him little brother.
And he might just mean by height.
Yeah, maybe he's just referring to like him being a little what, pansy? I don't know. Maybe he's just referring to the fact that he's a little.
I mean, I'd have to watch the episode in Japanese, but I'm assuming he was saying a Totokan, which is what you call a little brother in Japanese, but I don't know.
Right. I mean, you could still flip it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible to go that way, I guess, and it would make sense. The resentment, I guess, in the family dynamic,
Oh, okay, yeah. That you're the younger brother, but you're so much more powerful and cooler than your older brother. And so you're like, I'm gonna take over the world.
And yet your older brother's also like trying to like be an older brother and like direct you and stuff, and it's like, why should I listen to you, you pathetic weakling?
Yeah. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be part of the dynamic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Maybe telling you the name is given more, but this is not something I've considered, and it's been a while since I've looked at that name. First son. Yeah.
I don't think it's an awful spoiler or anything, especially.
Well, and I don't even remember if this is confirmed or not. But
yeah, especially if they didn't like heavily point that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So well, and I think again we're speculating here. We don't actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so
fair. Very fair. But yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I thought it was interesting developments there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought it was really weird that like All Might and Deku were simping really hard for All Might's mentor.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very weird.
Yeah.
But either way.
A little bit, yeah.
I guess we can move on to the next episode. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about that I can remember.
And I feel like the second one's going to be pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's all set up.
Yeah, not a ton happened here, except for like here's my big question with the second episode here.
Yeah,
the Class A versus Class B. Did we ever see this mind control guy before or past, I guess, the encounter in the sports festival?
So
did we ever see more of him?
We saw him at the sports festival, and then there's been a few scenes over the next couple of seasons where he's passed by in the hallway or whatever. And I think one time Deku looked over at him and went, "Wow, he's kind of got some gains," or something like that. And that's about it.
Because now they're treating him like he's about to be main character. They're treating him like he's graduating.
Right, he is a side character who would very much like to be part of the main cast instead. Yeah, that's his hopes and dreams right there, is being a main character.
Interesting. And I like that they sort of they had him hanging out with Red Eye or whatever.
Aizawa, Eraserhead.
Eraserhead, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought that's a cool quirk name. Or
it is
a cool hero name.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these other guys. Like Red Riot, who's that?
Oh man, the Kirishima hate starts here.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting they had him hanging out with that guy, and now they've got the bandages or whatever wrapped around
they
him.
call it the capture scarf.
Yeah, the capture scarf. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing he's gonna use that as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because think about
because I guess I didn't think about that. I did not really think about the idea that Eraserhead, for instance, had this utility item that is it's meant to complement his power that he actually has. He has a quirk. I always just group everything that they do into one thing.
Yeah. So I mean? his item is a support item, and it's not part of his quirk. He just uses it as a complement. Yes.
Right. So ostensibly, anyone can use a capture scarf.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting to me. It's you would think that they would need some sort of power to animate the scarf or whatever.
Right. I see. Yeah.
But I guess the explanation is just tech.
Right. It being in the quasi future of the year 20XX, it's they got whatever. Yeah.
They're at the same time as Mega Man X, so it's
yeah, there you go.
Obviously stuff's going down,
Yeah. Yeah, so it makes sense to since the entrance exam is fighting giant robots, and you can't exactly use a quirk like Shinso's on giant robots, of course Aizawa's kind of taken him under his wing, since Aizawa also has a quirk that can't beat giant robots.
Yeah, so that's a cool pairing. I like that.
Yeah.
Because ostensibly they have an awesome quirk, OP.
Oh yeah, they're amazing quirks, and that's why he's hey, why is this guy in Gen Ed? Get him out of there.
But they're not great combat quirks, as far as the ability to punch and kick things.
Yeah, exactly. You have to kind of train that separately from the quirk.
Yeah.
And utilize it well.
They're good strategic combat quirks, obviously. Those are helpful abilities in the combat sphere, but not so much in the not getting your own behind kicked.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So you need a little extra. You need a little more.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I do appreciate them setting up this guy. What's his name again?
Shinso.
Shinso.
Hitoshi.
Shinso.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're obviously setting this guy up to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's going to be part of the squad. So that's cool. I like it.
Oh yeah, he was cool. One, I liked his whole thing in season 2. I like the whole shebang. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the little mask now.
Yeah, he's got the mask.
He can apparently better direct his mind control or something.
Well, they'll explain the mask more, but
yeah, that's the vibe I was getting.
So that's the vibe you're getting. You think it's more for like voice direction?
Yeah, I guess, or amplification, or whatever.
Right.
It seemed, I guess, like I don't 100% know how the quirk worked pre-mask.
Right. Well, and I'll say it up front. They're gonna make some retcons to some things, but
retcons.
I think, yeah, retcons are gonna be coming. But we'll get there when we get there, of course. And so they'll be re-explaining his quirk soon, so you'll get a nice explanation for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that when like writers set up some stuff and then like later they decide they want to do something different and then go like, let's just forget about that other stuff.
Yes, basically.
What if that other stuff didn't happen?
Yeah, it's like, listen, guys, it's been over 5 years since that chapter came out, so hopefully you've also forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. It's a boon to me that I don't remember how his quirk works.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know what? I could have said nothing, and you would have been like, "Yeah, that's exactly how his quirk worked before." Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes, very cool.
That's the bulk of it, man. I mean,
oh yeah, we had him come in and say his little "I'm not here to make friends" speech. That was fun.
Yeah.
And Sero turns to Todoroki and says, "Hey, that was you 2 seasons ago."
Yeah. That was interesting. And then like I liked the obligatory let's point out that there's been some redesigns.
Oh yeah. Well, they're on their winter outfits.
Oh, their winter outfits.
Yeah.
That was also an interesting reference that they made to Invisible Girl.
Aren't you cold?
Where
yes,
they just
I'm
pointed
freezing.
out. It's like, oh yeah, she's naked.
Yeah, all the time.
That's her whole thing.
Yeah. And you can ride around that, but he just chooses not to.
I guess so.
Yeah, well, because like the thing is, like people point out that Mirio, you remember his quirk permeation, his clothes fall off if he was wearing regular clothes, but he had special clothes like made out of his own hair. You could do that with Hagakure. She doesn't have to be cold and naked.
Yeah, you can write in clothes that turn invisible with.
Yeah, like some kind of special, either made of her hair or something like that, or some kind of special light refracting clothes. But Horikoshi was just like, it's funny if she's naked.
And then it's also weird because, like, in order to have her there, they need to like have her wear gloves or something. Gloves.
Yeah. They always just have her gloves floating there.
And she's definitely one of those characters that only exist when she is needed.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
or there's a joke to be made,
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, she's here because some gloves are floating.
Yeah.
But then I do like, there's always jokes of Hagakure is just in every scene. We just don't see her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like winter garb is just like the that Yaoyorozu, I think is her name.
Yeah, Yaoyorozu. She's got like a cape now.
She just threw on a cape. It's really gonna keep you warm.
Yeah, well, Bakugo's got his turtleneck, whatever that is going on.
It's like a bodysuit, right? It's clingy.
Yeah.
It's clingy.
Yeah, it is clingy, so you can sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bakugo's still kind of a one-note character.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So that's fun. Oh, and then I also enjoyed Uraraka simping over Deku.
Bad thoughts. Bye. Just brushing those to the side.
That's right.
Yeah. They're gonna be on the same team. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's not enough quality shipping happening in this show for me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's shonen. In shonen, ships are only canon post-canon.
Yeah, usually, yeah. But
that's kind of how it works.
But it's like not even like a lot of interactions are happening, you know? It's like in Naruto or something like that. It's like, of course, you know, these pairings will not be confirmed until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there was lots of bait, lots of interactions, lots of like, oh,
interesting, yeah.
The development.
Okay, yeah.
What is developing here?
Huh. Yeah, I remember a lot about Naruto. I just remember there was a lot more emphasis on, like, you know, Naruto, like, liking Sakura a lot or whatever, Hinata liking Naruto a lot. And here, these are a bunch of nerds in school who are like, I need to get good grades. I can't have a girlfriend right now.
Yeah, and that's just not how school works, man. That's not what kids are doing in school.
But all these, listen, Luke, class 1A, just a bunch of Sigmas.
A bunch of Sigmas.
They're all on that grind.
They're all on the grind set.
That's like true. even Uraraka, you know, she likes Deku, but she's like, I'm gonna put these thoughts aside and get on that grind.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so no time for it. I mean, I guess except for, Minetta's cool liking girls, I guess. Is he really on that grind?
But I feel like they all go to Minetta, you know, every once in a while and just go like, thank you, Minetta, for dragging our team down. It only makes me grind harder.
Yeah, that's why Minetta's there. You make us look very good in comparison to you.
The grind is real.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, so we're gonna have we got 5 teams of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 matches with Class B, who, man, I can never every time I hear their names, just slides right out of just one ear out the other. I can only remember like half their names.
They're the B team, so
they are, yeah. So I don't feel the need to learn all the names. I'll try and like keep it. I'll probably have to have their Wikipedia pages open while we watch these next few episodes. Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're getting some like court reminders here. I think this is like I'm trying to remember if back in like we saw them back in season 3 at like the summer camp or whatever. And I think maybe we got some explanations of their quirks there as well as at the sports festival. But we're gonna be getting, you know, the rest of the class's quirks through this in the little present mic announcement thing about it.
Good old Mike.
Good old Mike.
Yeah. So it mostly feels to me like this tiny arc, maybe mini arc
mm-hmm.
is just to set up Shinso.
Right, yeah.
That's it. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, well, gonna be in the first fight and the last fight or whatever.
Yeah.
And to like remind us who Class 1B is.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, because again, he's gonna be in the first fight and the last fight. We have 5 fights to get through.
Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be a couple episodes, I'm guessing.
Well, it's gonna be it's gonna be several episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is kind of why I wanted us to do 2 episodes at a time. This goes on for a while.
Good God. Like, we don't really need to know what happens with any of the fight. This is explicitly to set up Shinso. Show us the fights that Shinso is in.
No, we're gonna see every single one of these.
They put him in both of the most like important fights.
Yeah.
So it's just like, do we really need the other ones?
Yeah, we're gonna see every single one of these fights, Luke, and this is why we're doing 2 episodes at a time.
I gotta say, sometimes My Hero Academia has got some problems with the pacing.
I mean, the thing is, Luke, it's breezier than others. Okay.
Yeah, that's
fair. It is far breezier than other anime. I think we're a little spoiled by it, personally.
That's true.
And like there's, I think the only time that I felt the show dragged was maybe back in like the provisional licensing exam.
Yeah, that one was a little.
That's like a weak point of that season because I love season 3. It's got the summer camp and the Kamino Award and all that. But then it gets to the provisional licensing exam and things kind of slow down. And,
I remember that one being fun because it has the weird girl. It's the weird girl changing into other people and.
Oh, totally, yeah. I think that's the highlight of that.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I think the things like kind of surrounding it were not my favorite.
Tries to stab him. It's great.
Togo's great, yes.
Yeah. Big fan,
yeah. Yeah, no, Togo's great, and I think she is the highlight of that arc.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where the show kind of... And then, of course, we got all this cool, interesting stuff. We're finding about the vestiges, and Hawks being a double agent, and the Nomu, and Endeavor, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, let's go back to school for a while.
Yeah.
And do this exercise with a Class 1B who I don't really care for. I think they're fine,
Yeah.
But we are going to see every single one of these matches.
Oh, I also meant to point out, I'm sure there will be more of this, and I kind of hate it, kind of am indifferent to it. Like, maybe it's like, fine, okay, we have to do this, but I just, these moments where, Wolfman comes bursting out, and they're like, how did you find us? And it's like, well, let me give you a detailed explanation as to how I figured out your position before I attack you.
Yeah, that was a little, all right, man. But I mean, it's also, well, it's like commit to the bit of the exercise and you can talk about it afterwards. But because I understand sharing that information as a class and fellow heroes, but also you're in an exercise where you are supposed to be a villain to the other people.
Yeah, it's weird.
So don't explain it during the exercise.
They almost need a present Mike character in there to explain these things in a believable fashion, where it's like, it looks like they used blah 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 as a diversion.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So you wanted to cut over to Deku and Ochako talking about it instead.
I mean, I don't want that, but it would be better.
Yeah.
We're talking about 2 different flavors of crap here, I guess, is what I'm trying to explain to you.
I see.
It's like, it's not great either way.
Right.
But,
I get you. Sometimes those shonen explanations are a little bit like, why are we doing this? But it's like, I'm also kind of like, oh, that is cool and interesting that that's how you did it. But maybe that could have been left in a thought bubble and not you explaining it to other people.
Right. Well, and that's the difficulty too, is because this is coming from a visual, completely like motionless visual format.
Yeah.
So obviously, they had to explain it in the context of talking,
Yeah.
in the manga.
Right.
And I guess that just kind of carries over into the anime. It's like,
yeah.
I guess we just gotta tell you how we beat you or whatever.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah, that's true. I can see.
Yeah, to be fair, it's like I don't have a better idea as to how you would explain that,
Right, yeah.
It's
Well,
just
again, it would usually be like those sideline characters. Like, I feel like there were probably some like Yu-Gi-Oh matches where like Joey and Taya were like, "Oh, how did Yugi pull that off?" And Taya would be like, "Well, he did this and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Whoa, that's some real good card playing there, Yugi."
Sometimes it's like necessary in a certain extent. What I was saying is like the Deku and like whatever, just random side characters talking about what's happening is still not great. But to me, the most optimal way is like to have a present mic kind of character, like a presenter of some sort, commentating and commentary, having commentary for an exercise or something or a match makes sense.
I see.
So that's
okay, yeah.
That's probably the most seamless way you can do it. It's still not great, but that's probably top tier as far as we need to explain things that are happening, and there's no way to do it outside of someone telling you what's happening.
Right, yeah, because sometimes you do need the verbal explanation because we're dealing with superpowers that we've not heard of or haven't heard of in a while or whatever. So you gotta kind of have somebody explaining it.
Yeah,
and you'd rather hear it in the moment rather than 5 episodes later. All right, guys. Now, how did that exercise go? Well, I used my power to do this.
Yeah, but that to me is the genius of having like a presenter or something, or having it in the format of a competition.
Oh yeah. Did they do that? Like, I'm guessing they did that in like the Cell games of like DBZ or something, or did they do any of that?
No, they had freaking like Hercule and some other side characters like watching and commentating because the Cell games wasn't a real games. Cell games was just like Cell built an arena in the middle of nowhere and told Goku to come at him.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
At least from what I remember. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z since like the 90s.
Yeah, probably.
So.
No, the aughts, probably. I remember it being
probably
aughts.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I was very young.
Yes, you were a youngin.
I was a youngin, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if that wraps things up for us.
Yeah.
Let me look up the. Well, I don't have to look up the names, or do you want to know the names of the next 2 episodes, or?
I don't care. It's gonna be Class A and Class B keep fighting, and then
it is probably gonna
next one's gonna be they're fighting again. It keeps going.
It's probably gonna be similar to that. Hold on, let me.
How long can we fight? It just keeps fighting.
Just keeps fighting. So the next episode is called Make It Happen, Shinso.
Nice.
And then the one after that is Operation New Improv Moves.
Operation New Improv Moves.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Make it happen, Shinso.
All right, well, I guess let's get through this arc.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to podcasts and such. Join us next time as we watch episodes 3 and 4 of Season 5. See you then.
Goodbye.
Nice. Very good.